Again, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this weekly Watch Party Wednesday. I'm Lee Gordon, coming to you live from Chicago, home of Brunswick, where we are thrilled to welcome our incredible Freedom Boat Club owners and members from all over the world. And tonight, we're keeping it local, which is why I've got the Cubs and Bears over my shoulder. But we are pleased to present Freedom Boat Club Chicago's very own visionary and owner, Mike Ginter, who will be hosting an exclusive club spotlight at 3 of his boat club locations across Montrose Harbor, Burnham Harbor, and a very special Sea Ray christening experience that I will be at with him at the Streeterville Club in the heart of downtown Chicago. Mike, thank you very much for joining us, and we should be doing this together in person.
It's been great, but this certainly is better than nothing, right?
It absolutely is. Well, it's a pleasure having you here on this Wednesday. And let's start with a little icebreaker. Chicago is known for its jazz and its blues and great music. As you know, Freedom Social Club has its own Spotify Taste of Freedom Tunes playlist on Spotify. So what music do you like to listen to when you get out on the water?
Well, I'd rather answer this differently, but my employees and staff, they probably wouldn't let me do this any other way. It has to be Jimmy Buffett. So when I look at the Spotify and the opportunities on Spotify with the Freedom Boat Club page, and they have to be country clubbing, because that's the only place I was able to find my Jimmy Buffett. So
if you were going to answer it without them, what would you say?
Oh, any kind of country music. I'm happy to listen.
All right.
Yeah, honestly, it's a great channel, that country clubbing.
That'll work. Well, Mike, I'm going to read this off because I want to make sure I don't skip anything. But your resume is extremely impressive. And as many of our club owners, you've had a previous life before boating, which includes a decade as a professional scuba diver, which we want to talk about that as well, a hotel general manager, COO of Chicago Parking Meters. So how have your past experiences, especially the scuba diving, prepared you for where you are today?
Well, a lot of my experiences and what I really enjoy about business and throughout my career has been building something from nothing and really taking something from the ground up. And that certainly was the case here with Freedom Boat Club when we opened signed the franchise in 2013, opened the club in 2014. We had the opportunity really to build the organization. Similar with my other positions, I built a dive business. I had the opportunity to live in the Caribbean, a lot of exposure to boats during that time. I personally was not an active boater, but engaged with boats through diving all the time. And that's what kind of led me there, while also then kind of studying the economy at the time in 2011, 2012. You started talking about some of the sharing economy, and I was very interested in how the clubs would perform like that.
Well, that's great. And for those of our viewers who have not boated in Chicago, it's one of the most beautiful skylines, if not the most beautiful skyline. I know we're partial, and we're going to say that it is, but you've got 3 amazing locations in Burnham and Montrose and in Streeterville. Each one of them are unique in their own way. What's your favorite thing, or what's your favorite trait about each one of your locations?
Oh, it is all about location, 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 like they say here in Chicago. We're a very big city, over 7 million people in the greater Chicagoland area. So in picking the locations, it was important to spread them out along the way. So we went to Montrose first. It'll always be my nearest and dearest because it was our first location. We established ourselves there and were able to build the club. From there, we went to Streeterville. Streeterville was always what I had envisioned as our first location. I just couldn't bring the deal together. It was very difficult building that deal and putting the club down in downtown Chicago. But Streeterville offers us a river location, and literally 5 minutes around the corner, you're in the architectural tours, which so many people come to Chicago to experience. And we're excited that we can have a reciprocal member come in, and they can go take their family and friends right out on that architectural tour, just like they would if they were paying for it at one of the major lines down the street. The Burnham Harbor location we just opened this year, and that's moving towards the south side of Chicago and establishing that location and working within the high rises that have all started up here on the south side of Chicago. So it's location. So it's Montrose Harbor to the north, Streeterville in the center of the city, and Burnham Harbor to the south side of the city. We'll continue in the future. We'll be looking to go further south as well to an area called Inner Jackson Harbor, which will work with the Hyde Park locations as well as the University of Chicago in that area. And we just recently, and you may not be aware, but we're just finalizing the signature on our first club out in the Channel Lakes in McHenry. So news for everyone. If you're reciprocal and want to go.
I was just going to say, are we breaking news here? Have you just gone from 3 to 5 locations that are right before our eyes?
Well, we're going to 4 right before your eyes. That 5th one, that Inner Jackson, will be a year or 2 down the road.
Well, good deal. And again, if anybody who's ever gone in the city, if you sit on the river walk and watch the boats go by, it's absolutely incredible. We're in a COVID world right now. now that none of us have ever experienced before. Certainly there's a lot of things we can't do. Boating is one thing we can do. But you personally, what do you look forward to after we get on the other side of COVID, trying to get back out on the water? I know we can go boating, but is there anything that you're looking forward to getting back out on the water?
Well, we spent a lot of time developing the club this year for fishing. We brought in 2 new Thunderjet boats as well as a Lund. Thunderjet rigged a down rig, and the Lund for trolling and shoreline fishing. And we've also got a fishing guide established. So we had all these great fishing plans coming into the start of the season. So I'm really excited to see us start to kind of move that direction and get more of our fishermen engaged. We did a lot of line washing. We had a lot of wet reels. We didn't catch a lot of fish in the past. But we've got more and more fishermen this year, and this with our guide and our professional fishermen. We're seeing a lot of fish come in this year, which is fantastic. A lot of salmon, a lot of lake trout. So getting the club engaged in the fishing and getting them out on the river and out on the lake fishing is really, I would hope to see quickly for us. We've seen our fishermen and our wakeboard users come together in small groups and go out together and enjoy those activities. Beyond that, we also had some great plans we had a brewery open up on our north branch called Metropolitan Brewery with a dock, and we had all wonderful plans to go up there over St. Patrick's Day when we got our boats in the water. That's right when we hit our shutdown, right going into St. Patrick's Day. So when we get back on the water with our groups, we'll start taking small groups up onto the different areas of the river to enjoy the different restaurants that are opening.
That's great, and our members really do have the ultimate freedom travel pass when they get out on the water. And, with 235 locations, well, actually now you've announced 236, so we're moving up the list. I know you talked about being a professional scuba diver, and what are maybe some of your favorite wrecks or some of your favorite dives, whether it's in Lake Michigan or around the world?
Well, around the world, I've spent a lot of time in warm water. I lived down in the Caribbean for several years in St. Thomas, St. Martin. So I've dove throughout the Caribbean. Great experience. Love it down there. Waiting for someone to open some clubs down there for us all to go down and use. But the Caribbean diving, Bon Air, that area, it's fantastic. Shore diving. In Lake Michigan, though, we've got 2 wonderful wrecks. The Strait of Mackinac would probably be one of my favorites in the Wells Berth. Both, one's at 80 feet, one's at about 42 feet. It's a different world of diving, though, when it's cold water. That's for sure. And as I've gotten older, I've kind of migrated to that warm water more and more. But
so how many? Which is great. So you've got 3 locations, going to be 4. So how many boats do you guys have now?
So right now we have 29 boats in the fleet, 28 power and 1 sailboat.
So you've got pontoons, bow riders, pilot houses, center consoles, wake surf boats, and now you've got the recent addition of the 3 all-new Sea Ray SPX 230 sport boats that you've launched in the summer. So can you talk a little bit about how you normally would christen a boat? Because this is going to be a lot of fun, going out there and kind of celebrating with you guys. But these are 3 beautiful boats. How do you normally christen a boat into your fleet?
Well, normally we don't. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Normally we scramble, get them in the water as quick as we can, and get to boating. So this will be a lot of fun to actually christen a boat for the first time. We're really glad that you can come down and join us and partake in this. So maybe it's something we'll do in the future if members show an interest and are excited about that. But yeah, looking forward to doing the christening with you. The Sea Ray boats, I tell you, are beautifully appointed. As I went through them and after receiving them, the fit and finish on the boats is spectacular when you look at the craftsmanship that has gone into them. So the members have taken them very nicely. We've ordered it was 14 boats this year. 13 of our all Brunswick brands, and work with Mercury's, but then the 3 Sea Rays certainly. And like I say, the Sea Rays fit and finish can't compare to any of the other boats. Very nice build.
So, Mike, you're saying all the right things. You're expanding. You're ordering Brunswick boats. You're ordering Mercury engines.
That's right.
What else? You're saying all the right things. You're making my job a lot easier here. I could just tee it up and let you go for it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know where to go from there, honestly. It's been a great partnership so far. We're excited to be part of the brand. Excited to move forward. It's been a wild and crazy first year with COVID coming in, and 14 boats that we expected to start coming in February all showed up in June, and we couldn't open the club until the 3rd week of June. So everything happened in June this year. But things are back normal pace. All the boats are in the water. Membership is getting full use and full access to them. It's a different club these days because it feels like almost every Saturday or every day is a Saturday because there's so many people using boats midweek now, where the team has certainly been driven to stay on their toes. There's not a lot of downtime for us, but the club's performing real well. And we're seeing a lot of reciprocals, which glad to see. I encourage people.
Mike, that's fantastic. You're obviously doing a fantastic job, and I can't wait to get out there. And everyone, without further ado, please enjoy our Club Spotlight Chicago, led by our very own visionary, Mike Ginter.
Hello, Freedom Boat Club. My name is Mike Ginter. I'm the owner of Freedom Boat Club Chicago, and we're delighted to have you here. I'm also accompanied by Leanne Kozinski, our Director of Sales and Marketing. This is Leanne. Leanne, quick, take off your mask. There's Leanne, everybody. We're starting our trip today at the Streeterville location. Streeterville is an area of the city located just east of Michigan Avenue and the Gold Coast, and just west of Navy Pier. I'll kind of give you some references as we walk a little bit. We're kind of in the center of Streeterville. Streeterville is actually a man-made area in the city of Chicago. After the Chicago fire, the city pushed all the debris of Streeterville into this area, and this landmass was formed. A gentleman by the name of Cap Streeter, the namesake of Streeterville represented here, actually took this area and controlled it as his own. He declared it as a separate city of Chicago. Chicago wasn't going to have that for very long. They put that uprising down, and it quickly became incorporated into the city of Chicago, at that time then called Streeterville. We're going to take our walk now to the south. We're going to keep the camera rolling so you can see a little bit. We're about 2 blocks from where the actual entrance is, but I want to take a walk because this is probably what you'll do when you come. We're right next to a couple of our parking garages. When you park, you'll hop in, you'll walk this direction down to the dock. Let's head that way. So here we are at the entrance to the docks to the Streeterville location. You notice the pedway we came down here outside of our dock. It is full of restaurants, bars, actually a jazz club. Great place to, before or after your outing today, grab a bite to eat. We do have some discounts for members established in various locations. They change. Make a check with your dock staff to see where those discounts are good for. Right now we'll go down the dock and we'll start touring some boats. As with every Freedom Boat Club location, we're really focused on a variety of boats. You're going to see a bunch of different styles here, from the fishing boats that we use largely on the river, on the inner waterways, to our pontoons, a heavy deployment of pontoons at this location because of the river. But let's take a walk and we'll see all the individual boats. So our first boat's a Lund 18-foot Impact. It's designed for fishing, obviously, although our members have been using it just to run around the river. It's got a Mercury Pro 115 on it, plenty of horsepower for this size of a vessel. This boat is rigged with a Humminbird side scan sonar for fishing, designed really to pick up the fish along the bank's edge here on the river, as well as a trolling motor. Both aren't rigged right now because the boat's not going out, but we can add the trolling motor, again, electric troller that allows you to really position the boat. Great fishing boat, great casting platform. It's been very popular with our members. This year we really expanded what we were doing with our fishing fleet, and this was one of the boats that we brought in for. This boat is our Rinker Q3, very popular. It's been in the fleet now for a year. Yamaha 200, runabout boat, very quick. We do have ski attachments if you're doing some skiing or some tubing. Great family boat, gets a lot of use in the club. This is our new Bayliner 2200 DX from Bayliner, obviously. It has a 200 horsepower Mercury engine, another runabout, very spacious, very open bow, very popular with the members as well, good family boat, ski attachment, as well as a tubing attachment. So good day runner, also nice for the river. This boat is actually the smallest boat in our fleet. You'll find 2 of them. We have one here and one down at the Burnham Harbor location, which we'll see later. It's 16 feet long. We purchased them originally to be harbor boats, to allow people just to kind of cruise around. The harbor scene in Chicago is a big party, and people like to kind of just cruise around and talk to each other. So we bought them for that reason. Although the boat has been very successful out on the lake doing various water sports, a lot of tubing with young families. Also due to its size, some of our less experienced boaters do enjoy it because it's so easy to operate. It's 16 foot in length, it's easy to maneuver. It's 60 horsepower engine, but can get the boat up and going certainly at 16 feet. This boat is an Aloha Tri-Tune with slide. Very popular. We have another one identical to it down in Burnham again, which you'll see a little later today. This boat is the largest we have in our fleet. We run a 115 engine on this. It's not designed to go fast. We want it to go slow, but it's very popular in an area of the city called the Playpen, which we'll drive through a little later on, to anchor though, and to slide and to swim during the daytime. Very popular with members, largest capacity boat we have. We'll let you take a look at it. The next three boats, I won't do it for each one, virtually they're identical, except one of them's blue, are Sweetwater Tri-Tunes. We have these here largely for the river, although they will go out onto the lake into the playpen. This area of the playpen that I'm referencing is right outside the lock at Streeterville, so it's protected from the Streeterville going out to the open water. So people, even on a rough day, these boats can all get out there and sit in the playpen at a bare minimum. But largely these Tri-Tunes are used to cruise the river, which we're going to do in a little while. We'll take you up the river, show you some of the sights, talk a little bit about what you see there. The next boat we have is a Regal 230 OBX. It is a very popular boat within the membership. Again, another bow rider. Has a 200 horsepower Yamaha on the back. Good for skiing, good for tubing, just a day out on the water. The next boat we have here is the new Sea Ray, the 230 with the outboard, 200 horse Mercury. We've got three of these in the fleet. There's one at each location. These are some beautiful boats. The fit and finish is outstanding on them. If you open the compartments, they're completely finished and they're all well thought through. Boat runs beautifully, 200 horsepower, and it's doing about 40-45 miles an hour without a problem. Again, another great day boat, beautifully appointed, able to ski as well behind it. All right, the last boat that we keep at this location are the Ginter 695. We have a sister ship to this, the 795, which you'll see up at Montrose. These are our pilot house boats. They have a full head in them, small sleeping berth in the front, table seating, small galley, as well as rear deck seating. These boats we will allow our members locally to overnight on, and they do take them across the lake on occasion as well. Great all-around boats, nice lit early season, late season with the enclosed cabin as well.
So as we mentioned, we are downtown Chicago at the Streeterville location, and Mike, thank you for welcoming me here. This is an unbelievable location. We got a perfect day today.
We're so glad you're here. Thanks for coming down.
Just tell us about this Sea Ray and how excited you are to have it in your fleet.
Well, this is one of the three Sea Rays we brought in this year, the 23-foot Sea Ray. I tell you, when we got this into the yard, the first one came in, we took the boat, we went through everything, just we do all the boats. And the fit and the finish on this boat is fantastic. The compartments, the way they're finished out, everything's tight, everything's put together well. We've been very impressed with this boat. We launched all three into the water. All three have been broken in. This one's been waiting for christening before it's gone out to the membership. The other boats have been well received by our members. In fact, I was talking to a member who took the other boat out yesterday. He says, I love this boat. He wants to take it out every day. He says it's fantastic. So we've got a real nice boat for the fleet here, and excited to have it as part of our team.
So every boat and every good christening boat needs a name. I know this boat has a name, Howie. I know there's a good backstory behind it. Do you want to tell the folks about it?
Sure, yeah. So the boat's named Howie. We're going to christen it today. Howie, we used to have Doc Dog. His name was Howie. Fortunately, he passed away about 3 weeks ago. He was Leanne Kozinski, our Director of Sales and Marketing's personal dog. So we decided to dedicate this boat to our Doc Dog, Howie.
So Mike, you got the Howie right behind you. Go ahead and do the honors.
Thank you very much. Great to christen this boat to Howie. Thanks to Sea Ray for providing us with the christening equipment. Let's break it.
Back the other way.
All right. Christen the Howie. Now we're going to take off and head off for a boat and take a quick tour of the main branch of the Chicago River, look at some of the sights. We'll take you up to the T and we'll bring you back again. Okay, so we're still heading west up the main branch of the Chicago River. This is a very quiet day. On a busy day, there'll be large commercial vessels up and down this channel, wreck boats, as well as kayakers. You can see a kayaking group up in front of us. Come towards the Michigan Avenue Bridge here, Michigan Avenue being the main thoroughfare in downtown Chicago, North Michigan Avenue being referred to as the Gold Coast. You'll see a couple other buildings. The one behind the glass building, which the glass building is the Apple Store on Michigan Avenue. The one behind it is the Chicago Tribune Tower, and behind it you'll see a building in a moment that's got a dome on top of it. That's the Hotel Intercontinental. The entire Chicago River is a no-wake zone. So if there's any question in your mind whether you can go fast on the river system in Chicago, you cannot while you're in the city of Chicago. You must maintain a no-wake speed. It is heavily enforced, just to help you out when you come visit us. Hello again, Mike Ginter here. Leanne and I have made our way down to our Burnham Harbor location. The Burnham Harbor, which is over here, we're going to walk into it in just a second, is located on the south side of Chicago. If you look off in the distance, the taller buildings is downtown Chicago, where we were for Streeterville. And a little bit to the left here, the glass structure before the tall building, that's Soldier Field, where the Bears play. We're actually in the museum campus, south side of the museum campus. So if we were to follow the road up this way, we get to the Field Museum, the Shed Aquarium, and the Planetarium. And then if we go around the corner here, we get to Burnham Harbor. This is our new location. We've just got it open the last couple of weeks. We have 6 boats located here. We're gonna see a couple. We're right in the middle of the morning, so we might not have a full dock as the members are out boating. But let's take a look at what we have, and we can introduce you to some of the boats. Certainly, you'll see some repeats, but you also see some new boats, being that this is a lakeside location. Let's go take a look. As we're walking here, we're crossing the lakefront bike path. So this is a way to come into this location as opposed to driving in. We'll show you the parking lot you're going to park in. Or you can take the bikes in and take the lakefront path. This goes all the way from Indiana all the way up to Hollywood, which is about 2 miles south of Evanston. Runs the entire lakeshore. It's absolutely a beautiful path if you want to take time to run it. And then come on down and take the boat out from here. Also, to your left, my right, is the marina main office. There's a small little restaurant behind that, so you want to get some food. There's a little ship store in there as well. come down the dock to check in at the office here. You see we have a much smaller office at Burnham, just due to space constraints, as opposed to what you'll see at what we have at Montrose and at Streeterville. The boats are all lined up in this general area. Next year we'll probably have 12 boats here, but for this year we started with 6, being a new location. First of all, we're going to take a look at the Thunderjet. This boat is pretty new to Chicago. There's not a lot of these boats around. They're aluminum hulled boats. Typically you'll see them in the Northwest, Pacific Northwest. This boat's actually made just outside of Seattle. We picked up 2 of them. One is this location in Burnham, the other up at Montrose. The boat's not full of a lot of creature comforts. The boat has minimal creature comforts on it. It's really built for fishing, as you'll see when you get inside. There's a simple 2 bucket seats and 2 bench seats, and then the entire back of the boat's completely open. And we have it rigged with 4 downriggers at this point. So we have the ability to put 4 lines down. The boat's also established with a kicker motor, so you have the Mercury 225 on it, and then a small kicker. The kicker we will release to members who are going to go fishing. That motor is obviously to be used while trolling. It lowers the speed of the boat and allows the boat to move at a slower speed, thus more likely to catch fish. You can see it's a very basic boat, but wonderful for fishing. A lot of rear deck space. We're going to turn around here. We actually have one boat coming back in that was at the fuel dock. You've seen this boat already at the Streeterville location. It's another one of our slide pontoons. Large slide in the back, again, one of the largest boats in our fleet. This boat obviously available out of Burnham and spends a lot of time in the playpen, as does the one in Streeterville. We're going to walk around now and go over to the Heyday wake surf boat. This is another new boat for us from the Brunswick group. Like our group of fishermen who have been getting together, and they'll oftentimes go fishing together, and they'll use the Thunderjet or the Lund that's down in Streeterville. We've got a group of surfers, wake surfers. So we have 2 boats. This one being here at Burnham is the Heyday boat, and designed with ballast tanks to be filled. Now this boat's not available to members until they've completed our training course. We're happy to train any reciprocals that come in so you know how they operate the boat. It does handle differently in that it's a V-drive and has large ballast tanks on it, which allow the boat to be flooded and sink deeper in the water, which ultimately then creates the wake. This boat and our other surf boats are the only inboard boats that we operate. Everything else is operated with outboards. Well, that wraps us up for the Burnham dock. Unfortunately, we missed 3 of the boats that we keep here. That's the Sea Ray, which you saw down at Streeterville, and we're going to see at Montrose as well. We also have another Bayliner 2200 DX that's housed here, as well as a Bayliner Element 160, the small runabout boat. Again, ideal for this harbor with all the activity in the harbor and the concert venue and the football games. So those 3 boats are out right now, having a good time on the water. Unfortunately, we missed them, but you have seen them already. Thanks, and we're going to head to Montrose now. Okay, so we're out of the car, short ride up. You saw some of the video. We parked ourselves on the street here. This is open and free street parking in Montrose, so you're welcome to use it if you're able to find space. You can see it today, it's relatively wide open. Looking across the way to the right, though, is a gated parking lot. That's actually the boater's lot. So if you do come up and visit us and you find you're not able to find a parking space, if you give the dock a call, we have parking passes like we do at Burnham, where we give a parking pass per boat. We'll give that to you. You can park in that boater's lot, and you just walk across the street to where we are now, and we're going to head towards the docks. The building, you'll notice, has kayaks on it. They are available to members to use here in the harbor. So if you want to go out kayaking, please feel free to plan on picking up a kayak. We'll get you out. So captain's quarters, again, here for the members to use and enjoy. We do have a barbecue that will come out when needed, an electric grill, a small stage area. We have a screen located here, but again, area to sit down and enjoy either when you're done boating. If it's not been reserved by someone, you can come, or you can reserve it and have your own private party, which will section it off and take care of it. First boat we'll take a look at, they're actually working on cleaning right now. This is the sister boat to the 695, which you saw down in Streeterville. It's a 795, you know. It's slightly larger than the boat down in Streeterville, but pointed very similarly. Again, a pilot house boat, small B berth in the front, and a full head inside the cabin. Small galley, table, captain's quarters in the back rear seating area. This boat has been very popular with those staying overnight. And we'll let people stay overnight on this boat. Oftentimes they'll venture across the lake as well. This is another one of our wake boats. This is an Access, it's referred to, for wake and surfing, and wakeboarding. Very popular with the membership, a couple years old. This is similar to the Heyday boat that we showed you before the ring light. So you've actually had a chance to see the next three boats already down in Streeterville. We have the Bayliner 2200 DX, we have the Sea Ray 230 BX, and then we have a Regal as well. All three of these boats were down in Streeterville, but we have the same lineup up here in Montrose Harbor. We have another bow rider. It's a Hurricane 2486. This is part of our training fleet. It is available if we need a boat to go out last minute, but being used for training currently right now. Next boat down the line is our Catalina 22. It's the only sailboat that we offer to our sailing members. Nice day sailor, very easy to use, very easy to rig, and well received by all the members. Turning around a little bit, we've got a Key West 239 FS center console. This was the boat that we went out in Burnham Harbor a little bit earlier. Same vessel, different year, running a 250 Yamaha. Again, super easy boat to operate. Fan of this boat myself, just because of that ease of operation and very simple to get out. We're going to actually take this boat out in a few minutes, and we're going to run up to North Shore. All right, and the last two boats here in the lineup, we do have one boat missing, and that's another Thunderjet. We showed you that boat down at Burnham Harbor, the red fishing boat. We have a blue version of that that's up here at Montrose that's out on the water right now. This boat, another Aloha pontoon, again, large pontoon, holds the largest capacity. We keep one up here. You saw the one that was in Montrose, but again, most of our pontoons are located down in Streeterville. The boat next to it is the Q3. You saw this boat also in Streeterville. Very popular bow rider amongst the members.
Well, Mike, I can't thank you enough for joining us on our weekly Watch Party Wednesdays. And members, please plan to join us next week for our exclusive Club Spotlight of Freedom Boat Club Maine. Thanks again for joining us this evening. And remember to tune in every Wednesday at 7 o'clock Eastern for our Freedom Social Watch Party Wednesdays.